Hello again everyone, and welcome back to Bloodborne 2 Run. Today we'll be doing our last video from the Grand Cathedral. Today we'll be heading to the Nightmare Frontier, but first we need to make a pit stop at the lecture building. Now in order to get to the lecture building, you'll need to pick up an item from an NPC in the Forbidden Woods called the Tonsil Stone. Now I went over the Tonsil Stone in one of the previous videos for the Forbidden Woods, so check that if you need the location of the stone. And also note, you could get to this area kind of early in the game after you get to after you defeat Vicar Amelia, and if you run all the way to the Tonsil Stone and get the item there. Now I found it early on as well. I actually defeated Amygdala before I even faced Rom. And you'll note in the area that I go to, there's a door that is open. That door will not open until you defeat Rom. So definitely keep that in mind. But that door also leads to the Unseen Village. So without further ado, let me show you how to get to the Nightmare Frontier through the lecture building. And so you'll start from the Grand Cathedral and head out this pathway, and then go left once you get to the bottom of the first set of stairs. Now you should be familiar with this area early in the game if you've explored it a little bit. If you come here and initiate the attack to go to the lecture building without the Tonsil Stone, you will die. So you'll want to just drop off here, just drop down here. There's two paths to take, one down right here and then one to the left. They both lead to the same area, but I like the path to the left, as it gets you behind the gunners that is on the cliff over here. So you'll drop down, you'll see a couple of the gunners over here. I like to just take these guys out as a precaution because you don't want to get staggered with these two brutes hanging around. So just drop off the side, get out of their line of fire. Bait some attacks. You can get that thing if you really want, but once you go in here, they'll kind of stop. So once you get into the path where you're set. Now, you'll probably not notice this creature hanging above you. You may see a silhouette if your insight's high enough. You won't see these until your insight's roughly 40 in the game. When I got to this area, I wasn't able to see it, but I was still able to trigger the action in order to get to the lecture building. So you'll just want to run over here and stand roughly in this area and just follow the hands and get picked up. Now it will kill you, but the Tonsil Stone,
Oh, Amygdala, have mercy on the poor bastard.
so the Tonsil Stone will activate that little scene right there. And so once you get warped to the lecture building, there's a couple of side rooms that you can go through. Definitely activate the lantern, that way you don't have to get squished again. But do be warned, you have 0 health once you wake up. So definitely heal up, and the first thing you'll want to do is you'll want to go all the way down to the end of the building. There's side rooms that you can go through. Just be careful when you go through them, as there are several enemies that have ranged attacks. They're slow and they're very easy to defeat, but one of the rooms has a large number of them that can get overwhelming. And just head straight to this door and it'll take you to the Nightmare Frontier. And the Nightmare Frontier is a really busy PvP area early on in the game. There is an enemy out here. It's a witch with a bell. Now, when I go over the Nightmare Frontier, I'll show you how to get to the bell ringer. If you try to summon a cooperative player, the bell ringer will increase the chances that a online player that wants to try to kill you will come in. They'll use the sinister resonant bell. Now, if you kill the witch before a sinister resonant bell, or you call in an assistant using the beckoning bell, you'll stop an invader from coming into your world. So definitely keep that in mind, and I'll discuss that when I go over the Nightmare Frontier. So keep an eye out for the next videos and stay tuned.